Tonight you'll flip a switch. Light floods the room. You won't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun went down, the world went dark. You couldn't even see your own hand. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors lived without fire. The earliest evidence of humans controlling fire comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, roughly 1 million years ago. But modern humans have only been around for 300,000 years. And for most of that time, no fire, just darkness. Before fire, we were like every other primate. When the sun went down, you climbed a tree or found a sheltered spot and stayed still. Moving at night meant becoming food. Our eyes are terrible in the dark compared to the predators that hunted us. Leopards, hyenas, wolves, all of them could see just fine. So we hid. We stayed still. We waited for the sun. No fire means no cooked food. Raw meat takes hours to chew and even longer to digest. So early humans spent most of their day eating. No warmth at night. No way to keep predators away. You were just exposed. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wiesner published a study. She spent years recording conversations among the Jew/Hoansi Bushmen of the Kalahari, one of the last groups still living something close to the original human lifestyle. What she found was striking. During the day, about 80% of conversations were practical. Who's hunting? Which plants are ready? Work. At night, around the fire, everything changed. At night, 81% of conversations were stories. Tales of distant places. Adventures. Myths. Jokes that made the whole camp laugh. But that's with fire. Before fire, there was no campfire to gather around. No light to see each other's faces. No warmth to comfort you. So they gathered in the dark. They sat together. They listened. Here's where it gets strange. You were not designed to sleep the way you sleep right now. In 2001, historian Roger Ekirch published a paper that changed sleep science. He'd spent 16 years digging through historical records and found something nobody expected. First sleep and second sleep. Before the industrial age, people didn't sleep in one continuous block. They went to bed shortly after sunset, slept for about 4 hours, then woke up. They stayed awake for 1 to 2 hours in the middle of the night. Then they slept another 4 hours until dawn. This wasn't insomnia. This was normal. This was how every human on the planet slept for thousands of years. A 16th century French physician recommended couples conceive children during this time because they would do it better. People visited neighbors. They interpreted their dreams. They wrote. They simply lay in bed in the dark and thought. Historians had been reading these references for centuries, but they kept translating first sleep as something else. They couldn't imagine people slept differently than we do now. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware ran an experiment. He took volunteers and removed all artificial light from their lives. For 1 month, they experienced 14 hours of darkness every night. Within weeks, every single participant settled into the same pattern. 4 hours of sleep, 1 to 3 hours of quiet wakefulness, then 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody told them to do this. They just did it. So what killed it? Light. In the 1600s, cities began installing street lamps. Then cheaper candles. Gas lamps. Then in 1879, Thomas Edison commercialized the electric light bulb. Within a generation, the night as humans had known it for 300,000 years was gone. Modern humans are exposed to artificial light an average of 7 to 8 hours after sunset. That light, especially the blue light from screens, suppresses melatonin. Your body doesn't know the difference between a light bulb and the sun. When light hits your retina at 11 p.m., your brain thinks it's daytime. Delayed melatonin, fragmented sleep, disrupted rhythm. We didn't just change when we sleep. Instead, we have insomnia, and we treat it like a disorder. But what if it's not a disorder? What if waking up at 2 a.m. and lying there in the dark isn't your body malfunctioning? What if it's your body remembering what it was built to do? Before fire, our ancestors lived in darkness so complete that the Milky Way wasn't something you had to drive to a national park to see. It was just the sky. And every night, when they woke in the dark between first and second sleep, They lay there in silence and thought about their lives, their dreams, and the world they would wake up to in the morning. We traded all of that for a light switch, and most of us never even knew it was gone. The question isn't what did they do before fire. It's what have we lost since we turned on the lights? That restlessness you feel at 2 a.m., that waking in the middle of the night, that strange clarity, might not be broken. It might be your ancestors calling you back to something you've forgotten, something buried in your brain, waiting for the lights to go out.